Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him tulips like roses and clover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paige Campbell Show, episode 23. Today we have my left-hand man, Noah Clarke.
Hey.
And his first time ever on the show, Will Campbell.
Hey, kids. Great to be here.
He's my brother.
Yeah.
You might recognize the Campbell being the same.
That snark. That
Yeah.
Self-confidence.
How you guys doing?
I'm
good?
I'm well.
I'm doing all right. Recovering from a little illness there, but doing all right.
Oh, yeah, you were sick, weren't you?
Yeah, I had a little gut bug.
We might have to wipe down these microphones.
Oh, definitely.
After this,
You're
wipe
all
down-
going to be infected.
Wipe down this entire room. Mr. Sandman, you guys like that song?
Pretty classic.
It's a classic, I'll tell you what.
It's at face value, I like it. Like, it's a nice song, but it's actually really sad.
It
you
is.
know?
It is,
Like,
really.
kind of.
Like, it's just like about like this person like praying to this other person that
They just want to be
someone
loved.
will love them, which is sad.
It's like a cry for desperation.
I only pray to Tinder that someone will love me. So
Have you found your
The Tin-
Tinderella yet, Paige?
Tinder
trying to find my
gods.
Tinderella.
Oh, yeah. You
Um,
guys have Tinders, don't you?
I don't
No,
have
it
a
doesn't.
Tinder.
No,
It was
come
like
on.
we were all at Daniel's house. It was me, Nick, and Daniel. Obviously, Daniel's at his own house.
Who's there?
He was there. And
This was
Daniel's
on an
dad.
episode,
Daniel's
wasn't it?
dad partook as well. We all set up Tinders at the same time, and we decided to kind of make it a competition.
This was on an episode of the Paige Campbell Show, wasn't it? Not the actual
that we set up the
Tindering, but
accounts.
The story. wasn't it?
No. We've never. I didn't tell the story.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think. Did I tell the story?
I don't recall.
Anyways,
You guys should get Grindr account.
It was around Christmas, wasn't it?
it was the Valentine's Day episode. We talked about Tinder, but I don't think I told the story.
Oh, Valentine's.
So we all
Day.
set up. We decided to use the woman's heartstrings as a competition. But it's not really a competition because none of us have actually gotten dates out of it. We've all matched and talked to girls, but none of them have actually wanted to. Meet. So,
Surprise.
well, I think Daniel's got some girls going after him, but
Yeah, that's just because he's an athlete.
Daniel's
He's
a
got the
handsome
build.
man. Daniel couldn't be here tonight, but he's a
Well,
handsome
he's
man.
busy.
I like him a lot.
He was at the soccer field earlier.
Was he?
Yeah.
he-
I said hi to him.
he's
He
the
wondered where you
manager.
were.
Yeah. Well, I was busy. He's the manager for the girls team. I believe.
Oh,
the
that's
girls
right.
soccer team.
Running stats,
I think so.
getting the
Yeah.
balls. He
It
was
was
kicking
like-
balls in the goal.
Well, it was like the very first year he did it. He was dating Laura Ann, and she was on the team. So I think he pretty much did it to spend time with her. And now he's done it 2 years based on guilt. like he's done it 2 years, so people didn't think he was doing it for Laura Ann. It's like, yeah, he was definitely doing it for Laura Ann.
I
So yeah, it's a good song.
I wonder how this will play out in future relationships.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the Paige Campbell Show is for relationships because Laura Ann, I don't believe listens to it. Daniel listens to it, but he won't care that I said that. But like I had Andrew and Anna on who were dating at the time, and they've since broken up.
Oh,
I think they ended it on good
okay.
terms, but the next time I have him on the show, we're asking. I have to ask.
Have both of them.
Was
on
the Paige Campbell Show a factor?
You need a couples show. You need to get like the couples who have been on the show and have them sit here.
Well, no. Did
Nice.
she
Have,
like?
a 7 guest spectacular?
Did she watch it over and say like, I see the way you look at Paige. Like, I understand that this is not gonna work.
Andrew,
I
are
can't
your
date
eyes
someone
not
that's
for
in
me
love with
alone?
someone else. We're recording on Friday the 13th, man,
We are. This is a scary day.
which is nice. I don't know that it's a scary day, just a
I mean, we stepped
murderous
out of
day.
We stepped out of the house today, man. We're cursed.
Yeah,
I have
that's
2
true.
black cats.
Yeah.
No, you were like triple
Well,
cursed.
it's like a double negative though because 1 black cat is bad luck.
Is that how it
2
works?
That's how I've done
Are there
it.
any?
Okay, well,
Are there any
I'm
racial?
I'm
If
still
it's,
alive.
if it's gotten you this far,
Yeah,
Are there any racial connotations to the idea that a black cat is the one that's bad luck?
I've wondered that.
I have no idea.
When did they decide that? You know what I mean? Because like It's not the white cat. Of course, the white cat's not bad luck. You know what I mean?
You're
But-
probably onto something there, Paige.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine that's part of it. I mean, the whole idea of white magic being good and black magic being bad is,
Yeah.
you know, itself.
just like subliminally, like, you know, people that subliminally like drop racial terms into language. They really put a chink in my efforts to stop racism.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did.
It's not
there.
my joke, but I like it. so.
You're pulling a Tobias Funke there.
Yeah, right. It is. It's like that episode where he records himself because I mean we're recording.
You blow hard.
So, yeah,
Paige, you blow hard.
it's such a great show, man.
It
I
is
like
a
that.
good show.
I like that show a lot. Especially like that, like in the newest like Netflix season, the way they handled it was like so good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Did you watch the? newest
I watched
season?
part of it. I didn't.
Yeah, like one of the
Same
parts
here.
was like his license plate, like he gets out of jail and like he's like it's a new start, and so on his license plate he puts a new start, but he spells it anus tart, and so like everyone like thinks he's like a pedophile.
That's
like
really funny.
he goes to his daughter's house and he's like, hey, and he's dressed up as as the Thing from the Fantastic Four. He's like, does Daddy's little girl want to see the Thing? And yeah, it's really funny.
He goes
He's-
to India too, and the village he goes to find himself is named Shimale.
Mhm.
But when he wears the shirt back from the vacation, it says Shemale.
It's funny.
That's right, I remember that. Spoilers if you haven't watched that, but
That's true. Spoilers.
it's one of these things. Like whenever I say spoilers, I always say it after I've
Yeah.
just spoiled everything.
If you didn't know, now you know.
So, we got to think of like a tip because like I think like Greg Miller, when he's gonna spoil something, he like taps his hat or like taps his head.
Oh, that's clever.
And then when he stops talking about it, he like taps it again.
oh, that's
So
clever.
like people know. But I mean, if you're listening to the audio version, then
And you've got to be in the know to know. I mean, if you're not, you're just like, why is he scratching his head?
yeah, that's true.
Does he have lice?
But I mean,
Oh, here's an idea. Post production, you could have spoilers pop up on the screen.
A little caption.
Yeah.
okay.
Could be a
So
little cheesy.
back to Friday the 13th.
All right.
I love Friday the 13th. You know, I like it a lot. Did you hear about the announcement today?
No.
You did. I told you, but Noah, did you hear?
Maybe.
They announced it today. Obviously, Jason Voorhees is going to be in Mortal Kombat 10.
That's
Oh,
right.
really? Yeah.
I remember
That's
you
pretty
telling me
cool.
that.
I think he's going to be DLC, but it's really really cool in my opinion. I like it a lot.
Yeah, because they had Freddy.
Yeah, and like I think was he in 9? Just the last one.
Yeah, he was in 8 too, I think.
You know, oh was he?
Yeah.
You know, so he should be in this one too, because Freddy versus Jason.
That would
if you
be
could arrange that,
Sweet.
that'd be nice.
That'd be a good matchup.
You know, it obviously like logistically wise, just like how many contracts they'd have to sign and get in the way, like this would be impossible. Pretty much impossible. If they could just make a fighter of all the monsters, you know what I mean?
That would
Like
be really
Pinhead,
Sort of
and
like
Freddy
a,
Krueger, and Jason Voorhees. You know what I mean?
Cabin
Like
in
all
the Woods
fighters.
type thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd
Like
be
the end of
nice.
Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, oh, that one scene.
I'd like to.
Spoilers.
I'd like
Spoilers.
to.
Pretty major spoiler there.
I'd like to see a classic Monsters of Hollywood version.
That would be
too.
really
It's
cool,
Like,
yeah.
You've got Wolfman. You've got.
Yeah, yeah. You have
you've
like
got the
Frankenstein's monster.
The what is it? The Day the Earth Stood Still.
But like all of them,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like they're in the same camp as Jason Voorhees and Pinhead.
Yeah, I
and-
mean they've done
That'd be
stuff
Jigsaw.
similar to that, but it's not as widespread. It's not
right.
like all
Oh,
classic.
I mean,
Okay.
you know, again, it'd be like impossible, but
Yeah.
if they could get all of them together, you know what I mean? Like, oh,
I
that'd
could
be
dig.
so
I
good.
could dig that.
You could have a monster mash.
Exactly.
A
It
literal
would be a
monster,
monster
mash.
mash. I would like it a lot. So my question is, Jason Voorhees is awesome. What do you think his fatality is going to be? What do you think his moveset's going to be like? And what do you think his fatality is going to be?
Well, he's got to have the machete.
Right.
That's pretty much.
I was thinking the axe too. The axe could be a
Well,
staple.
I was thinking they could do something like every different move could be like a different. Like he comes out with the machete,
Yeah.
but like if you press like triangle or whatever you're playing on, he could have like a chainsaw. You know what I mean?
Oh,
If you
yeah,
press
that'd be
circle, he
cool.
could take it out an axe. You know what I mean? Just like they could appear out of thin air as things in video games tend to do.
Vary it up a little bit.
But yeah,
I'm not familiar with the movesets on Mortal Kombat. I've heard it's difficult. It's more difficult than something like Smash, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
fatalities or button combinations.
I think
okay.
Mortal Kombat in general. I mean, in general, is one of the easier fighting games. Is
Oh.
considered to be among fighting game fans.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fighting game fan anyway. I think they're fun to watch, but I can't devote that much time to a game. You know what I mean? Because to get good at like a fighting game, you have to devote so much time.
Yeah.
That's like one of the reasons I like Smash more. You know?
Yeah,
just
easier
because it's
move
like
combinations.
Smash, you can devote time and get really good, but you can also anyone can pick up and just have a fighting chance. You know what I mean? So that's why I like Smash.
It's a lot more user friendly,
But a lot of
especially for first
a lot of, again, in quotes, fighting game fans, people that go to like Evo, like tournaments and stuff, they don't consider Smash to be a fighting game, even though Smash is at Evo. A lot of, they're like, no, Smash is not a real fighting
Well,
game.
Smash takes the cake.
Smash is the best
pretentious
fighting
fighting
game.
gamers.
Yeah, exactly, pretentious. People that really go to tournaments and stuff
We should have some on the Paige Campbell show.
have some what?
Some pretentious fighting gamers.
All right.
I mean, like
Trying to find something.
Street Fighter and like Mortal Kombat, they're fun to play, but they really don't have anything on Smash Bros. I don't see why they would, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know. I got Injustice, you know?
Yeah, Injustice is fun.
Well, the thing is, I got it, and it was fun for a while, but I traded it back into GameStop just because fighting games are too hardcore for me. You know what I mean? Just because, like, I don't want to devote that much time. And I felt like Injustice especially should have been kind of more casual just because games like Injustice where they put a DC skin on,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, should be able to bring the casual audience in.
Yeah, definitely.
To a genre that I don't care about. I don't care about the fighting game genre. I picked it up because I'm a big DC guy, obviously. Big DC guy. But it didn't do it for me, man. I liked it for a while, sold it back. DC Universe Online's a good example, you know? I don't care about MMOs at all. But, hey, I put some time into DC Universe Online because I'm a DC guy. So, yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, I respect fighting games for what they are.
Yeah.
You know? But not for me. You know? Mortal Kombat's a fun one to watch because it's so gruesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if you can watch somebody who really knows their stuff, it's cool to see them pull off the different move combinations.
That's why I love watching Evo as a big fighting game tournament. That's why I love watching Evo because it is so fun to watch. Like I watched the Injustice finals and stuff just to watch people that like know what they're doing with those games.
Yeah.
It's second to none. You know what I mean?
See the masters at their craft.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, Jason Voorhees, Fatality. What do you think? Will had a good.
Oh yeah.
You said to me a good.
Yeah, the screen floods with Camp Crystal Lake, and then pre-mask Jason comes up and drags you down.
Like the boy Jason.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
boy Jason.
I was thinking of something along the lines
dismembers
of
you
that.
under
Yeah.
the screen.
I could see that.
Pretty
Or they could do
classic.
something. I was thinking like because there's so many iconic kills from that series. Like one of them, like
Yeah.
he squeezes the head and the eye pops out. That's from the 3D one. You know, the iconic one. The two people are in the bed and he stabs through both of them.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really
right.
iconic one. I was thinking they could do something like it's a different classic kill every time. You know what I mean? I was thinking that'd be cool. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like one time he pops the eye out. You know what I mean? One time he, you know, the guy's in the bed and he stabs through him. You know what I mean? A different kill every time. I was thinking that'd be neat.
I'd like to see the one, I don't remember which movie it's from, but where he shoves the guy's head in liquid carbon.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Pulls
from
the head out
Jason.
and smashes
Well,
it.
that's
Jason
from
X.
Jason X. This is Mortal Kombat X.
Oh,
It's X because that's the
okay.
10th one. But yeah, that's Jason X. That's a more futuristic take.
It's a pretty good movie, though.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think that was the first one I saw.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
That's a weird
Yeah.
first one.
I know, yeah.
But
Like,
it's
hey,
it's good.
Jason.
A lot of people don't like that one, but I like it.
I was pretty young. when I
It's
saw
just
it.
different is the
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? But I enjoy it. So, Noah, any fatality idea?
I don't know. I mean, because like it's just like a scene sort of type thing. So I don't really know like.
Well, did you ever see
And
Freddy?
he's so like varied.
You mentioned that Freddy Krueger was in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Did you ever see his fatality?
I saw a few of them.
His was I think I've seen his most famous one at least. His was awesome. He this huge furnace would pop up out of the ground and he would grab the person and throw them in the furnace.
Oh, wow.
And they would like try to crawl out and he would slam the door and it would cut like both of his arms off.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
I
It
don't
was
think I've seen
it was
that.
really cool. So that was a good one. I like that. It actually it was even cooler than I said because he would stab them with his claws and throw them
Yeah,
in
yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
Let's see.
which was cool, which was neat. I like Freddy Krueger.
Could they do separate fatalities for different characters, like if you're playing against a certain character?
You know, that's a good question.
I think in some cases. I don't.
I think
remember
well, I think sometimes the
exactly.
I think sometimes the environment affects the fatality. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like if there's
Okay.
spikes on it, sometimes they'll pick them and just throw them onto the spikes.
Yeah.
At least in the
Um,
the older games, it does.
Yeah, and I mean some of them just have different fatalities in different games. You
I
know what I
haven't played
mean?
any
Yeah.
recent installments.
Yeah, I mean the recent ones, a lot of them are just in a lot of cases just more gory.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of them are pretty much the same thing. So Jason, I like the idea. I hope Freddy's in it so we could do Freddy versus
That would be
Jason.
that'd be
That'd be
cool.
nice. That might get me, but probably not.
Okay.
Second question, follow-up question. What's your fatality?
Oh, my fatality.
Or just in general, like if you were in a game, what would your signature move be? What would everyone know you for?
Dang, that's a good question.
That
Thank you.
is. Let's see. Let me see.
I think I would just like bust out like a table and like 3 mics and just start podcasting and
Podcast
like they would
somebody's
just die because it's it's just like
funny.
nah, that's too much.
Oh, what would I do?
Mm.
I
It's a
might.
tough-
I might just weep from the injuries.
You just
I'd
cry.
turn
It's like
into a little
I'm a
chibi.
I'm a sad man.
I'd become a little chibi me, and then just weep and flood the screen with tears.
I'm a sad man.
And
I
then
can't.
sharks would come up and eat them because my tears are an ocean.
That's like
And the sharks are my sadness.
that's like did you ever see in Injustice Aquaman's it wasn't a fatality.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
made by the NetherRealm, the same people, but it was pretty much the fatality.
Yeah.
You know? Did you see Aquaman's?
Yeah.
He would like punch you 2 or 3 times, and then he would stab you with his trident.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Hold you up, and a shark. Would
His
come
was
by
like
and
the
eat
most.
you.
Yeah.
I
the
know it was my
graphic of the
favorite. Like
game.
I'm not an Aquaman fan.
Yeah.
But Aquaman, like I would pick him in that game just because of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Speaking of Aquaman,
You got to unite the 7 page.
yeah. Did you see this? They released a screenshot of what Aquaman's going to look like in the movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did. I'm not a fan
He's a little
personally.
mixed.
Did you see it? I'll pull it up.
He's a
No, I
little
haven't
mixed
seen
in his decision.
Yeah, I was not a fan personally. They're going what they've been doing for the dark and gritty look.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, which DC tends to do. The problem that I'm having with DC, like movies, I love DC Comics, read them a lot. DC Comics are dark and gritty, which is fine. I like dark and gritty, but I also like fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the problem is, I'm finding, the problem I'm finding with them is, that the DC Cinematic Universe can't decide what it is, pretty much. You know what I mean? The Marvel Cinematic Universe knows what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's crazy and like over the top, but it's also grounded. You know what I mean? And the DC Universe, I like the Cinematic Universe. I feel like it's trying to ground characters that can't be grounded. You know what I mean? Because Batman needs to be grounded, sure.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't ground Superman. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, Superman's not a character that can be grounded. You know what I
Yeah. He's
mean?
always leaping tall buildings and,
So,
and
I don't know,
and
I just- I
single
feel like-
bounds.
I don't know. There's a lot of problems that I have with the,
Yeah, for me at least, the problem that I had with the Man of Steel was that it went off, first of all, on a totally crazy storyline, apart from something that you'd expect. I wanted to see Lex Luthor. I wanted him to be in the Man of Steel
Right.
somewhere.
I like the visuals of that movie.
Oh yeah, the visuals were gorgeous. Like it had some
Yeah.
great shots,
I don't
but
know.
it was just eye candy, and like the characters didn't sound believable.
Superman was eye candy for me.
Oh man, that's
Henry
Superman.
Cavill.
Henry Cavill, that super body.
So, yeah, Unite the Seven. There you can see it.
Oh, that's the guy from Game
like
of
Troy
Thrones
or
or
something?
something.
Oh, he was in Game of Thrones.
No, I think he's from, like, it's like Troy or something, or like something
Oh,
about
oh.
gladiators.
Is it Gladiator?
It might be Gladiator.
I think he's in Game of Thrones
Jason
too.
Momoa. His name's.
Oh, maybe
His name
I
is
don't-
Jason
I don't know.
Momoa.
Okay.
He looks like somebody.
I don't know. I
It's
just
not the Brad
to
Pitt
me,
movie,
it's
is
just
it?
like that's not Aquaman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He should have blonde hair.
And I'm just kind of tired of them like watering down these characters.
Yeah.
Question: Unite the Seven. 7 C's. 7 members of the original Justice League. What do you think they're going for?
I would like
Since
it
it's
to
Aquaman, 7 C's.
I would like it to be the Justice League. Is this from the Justice League movie or just the Aquaman?
I think they're
movies?
doing a standalone Aquaman flick.
I'd rather it be Justice League.
Same
Yeah.
here. I want to see the Justice League.
I want to see the Justice League. I think the big Justice League reveal is going to be in the Batman vs Superman movie.
Oh,
because
that's
they-
still a thing.
Well, they released that. Yeah, it's coming out like this year, I think.
Oh, cool. I
And
didn't know that was gonna happen.
they released that picture of picture of Wonder Woman's costume, and the idea is that Wonder Woman is going to be in that movie. She's going to
Oh, in the
appear like
Aquaman
near
movie?
in Batman vs
Oh, in
Superman.
Batman vs.
She's going to appear near the end.
We've got the holy DC Trinity there.
Could
I'm
do a
worried
Trinity
about-
movie. That'd be
yeah,
cool.
that'd be cool. Just call it Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I don't think Trinity is as marketable. You know what I mean? I don't think people generally know that those people are
would,
called the
like
Trinity.
get offended.
Yeah.
probably.
Well, that's true.
Excuse me?
It's the Holy Trinity: Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
There we go.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of worried about that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, given DC's track record, especially.
Well,
Like you said before, they can't make up their mind.
well, yeah. I mean, well, I think the problem with it is I think it may be a bit too Spider-Man 3 or
I got you.
what was another example? I don't know. I'm worried that there's going to be too many storylines going on at once. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because they're saying like, okay, Batman versus Superman, that's overarching, right? But if they try to show like both, you know, backstories, because this is a new Batman. You know what I mean? They're going away from Christopher Nolan, because it's what's his name?
Zach.
Oh.
Something.
No, what's
Ben
Affleck?
Ben
Yeah.
Affleck.
Oh, I
So
thought you were
mean,
talking about
so
the
it's a
director.
different Batman, right? So
You mean Christian Bale?
no, Christian Bale was in the
Yeah, but they're
Christopher
going
Nolan
away from Christian
movies.
Bale.
They're going away
Yeah.
from Christian Bale. They're going to
Yeah.
Ben
Ben
Affleck.
yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So,
right.
you know, they're showing backstories, and Wonder Woman comes. Wonder Woman's not a big character to the public, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm
she
worried
hasn't even gotten her own movie
they're going to
yet.
have to show her backstory, you know what I mean? They're going to have to explain why she's in there when they're fighting. I'm worried that it's going to be too much going on.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. Like, I feel like they might be trying too hard, you know, to get like a good like storyline, and they could just do something simple.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the heroes
just make
are-
it Justice League.
yeah.
Like that's the thing. The problem with it being dark and so grounded, you know what I mean? First of all, superheroes aren't realistic. You know what I mean? Like I love superheroes. I read tons of comics, but superheroes aren't realistic. So making a character like Superman grounded is not a good idea in the first place. You know what I mean? Because that's not a realistic character ever. You know what I mean? So trying to make that character grounded is just absurd to me.
Well, I would like to see Superman more of a human.
Well, yeah.
Have more of a human side, because that was one thing that I did appreciate about the Man of Steel, was that it showed him having more of a human struggle than I've seen in past movies. But yeah, you don't want it to be all
Well, that's the
heavy.
That's actually what I didn't like about the Man of Steel, though.
Oh, really?
Was it wasn't like a good Superman movie, in my opinion. It was a okay movie, not a good Superman movie, though. And the problem I had with it was it was too sci-fi for me. You know what I mean? What I think is cool about Superman is he's been on Earth this whole time. He knows he's not a human, but he is human. You know what I mean? Because like
Right.
this is his home, and like he's grown up here, and these are his people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like even in comics, I don't like the stories where Superman like is so wrapped up in I'm a Kryptonian. You know what I mean? Superman
Yeah.
is a human, and he fights for these even more so Americans. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
these are his people, and he'll do anything to protect them, because they took care of him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I like even though he's not a human, the more human stories where he protects USA. You know what I mean? Earth to a more extent USA.
Yeah. Humanity.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I'd like a good movie for each of these characters, because I feel like even like in the Batman trilogy, you know what I mean? Think about The Dark Knight. You know, Dark Knight's a great movie, but it's not a good Batman movie.
No.
It's a good Joker movie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I feel like that was a big problem I had with Man of Steel too. It's a good General Zod movie. You know what I mean? And like,
I wouldn't even call it that.
but you know what I mean?
That,
Like,
that storyline just felt so forced to me.
But that's why Suicide Squad has good potential,
I'm
because
very
it seems
excited
like
for
they're
Suicide Squad.
pretty good at making villain movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good point.
definitely.
Yeah, like focusing more on like the villains. You know what I mean?
And that's what people really like. I mean, that's
Yeah, like Heath
50%
Ledger's
of the
Joker.
charm of the Batman universe is the rogues gallery, you know?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Batman has.
I mean,
in all of fiction, easily
Yeah.
the best rogues gallery. You know what I mean?
And DC has had a good history of putting their villains on the silver screen and making them very memorable.
yeah.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
even with Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Oh yeah.
as much of a departure as it is from Heath Ledger's.
And Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I like
that.
Schwarzenegger's Mr.
classic.
Freeze.
I do too. I just keep remembering that's Arnold Schwarzenegger up here.
Yeah, I know.
Even
I
if
liked
that's
him.
all you remember.
People don't like that movie, but I liked him as Mr. Freeze.
know.
I thought it was good.
As I told Lady Freeze when I pulled her plug.
Yeah.
This is a one-woman show. Or like, oh, who else? Jim Carrey's the Riddler.
Yeah, yeah. And Danny DeVito as the Penguin was great.
right.
Yeah, he was
That's
good.
right. It's funny to think that Frank Reynolds played the Penguin.
Yeah, I know, dude. I love Danny DeVito. He's great.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, the Suicide Squad. I'm very excited for
Yeah,
that.
that should be good.
Especially the casting of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I think that's perfect casting. Like she was so good in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can see her as a great Harley Quinn. So, Noah, what's your topic?
Just sort of came up with it on the fly. I want to talk about roller coasters or amusement parks in general. You guys
Okay.
like roller coasters?
All right.
I love roller
Any
coasters,
good-
man.
Any good roller coasters you've
You know,
been on?
we went to this place in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
know what you're talking
Carowinds?
It's
about.
called Carowinds, yeah, and it's owned by the same people. It may have been before, but it's owned by the same people as King's Dominion.
Yeah.
It may have been before. I'm not sure, but they had this really cool ride because you know roller coasters are kind of a dime a dozen, but they had this really cool ride that was kind of a new take. It was called the Nighthawk or something like that.
I remember that
and
one.
you laid back. They
that's
strapped
cool.
you in
That's
laying
right.
down, and it was your standard roller coaster, upside down, fast. You know,
Yeah.
twists, turns, upside down. But because you were like laying on your back, it really like felt like you were flying. Like because you didn't even feel like linked in my opinion. You know
And
what I mean?
It
Like,
held you
felt
over
like
a
were
lake.
flying.
It held you over a lake for a minute, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and it felt like you were flying. So it was. I recommend that.
Carowinds apparently is. I don't know if they've finished building it yet, but I think they have. They might have just recently finished building the new tallest roller coaster
Oh,
in
wow.
the country. I think.
Oh, really?
Tallest and fastest.
Yeah, I'd like to go
Nice.
back. I only went once. My grandmother and uncle live in Charlotte, North Carolina, so I'd like to go back sometime.
I want to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real. It's really. If you're in Charlotte, North Carolina, go. It's great.
Charlotte's a cool city too, just in general.
Yeah. Charlotte is where I interviewed Mark Waid.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
What con was that?
Heroes Con,
Heroes Con. That's right.
Nice.
which is a good con. You should go to that
Yeah, it was a good con.
if you have the opportunity.
We're all
Um,
conned out.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good con.
Have you guys been to Dolly World?
No.
not yet.
I went there once.
Really?
And they had.
How's that?
It was great. They had some pretty sweet roller coasters. One of them was like a mine shaft themed roller coaster.
Oh wow.
And it had a 90-degree vertical lift.
Dang.
And then it dropped. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like King's Dominion.
Yeah, King's
which
Dominion
is
is good.
Carowinds, same owners. King's Dominion is really fun. The volcano.
Yeah, that's
at
a really
King's
good.
Dominion,
that's a
yeah.
good one.
It's cool because you like go out of the volcano and then
That's
like back
that's
in.
the one that like starts and then like immediately goes.
Yeah,
into, like,
yeah. You think it's
Yeah,
gonna like
that's
kind of
right, yeah.
ease, but it's just like it
It just jerks you
rockets,
forward.
which
That's
is
cool.
nice. I like the what's the one that's in the Flight of Fear.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You're-
yeah, I
it's
remember
That one's a
it's
trip.
it's completely dark, but it's a like upside down and everything roller
Yeah.
coaster. So that's a fun one.
They had
Yeah.
one called the Hypersonic, didn't they? Do they still have that one?
I don't think so.
Oh
I
man,
think
I
that's
loved that
gone,
one.
Yeah. Or it may just be named something else. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because sometimes they just rebrand.
Or wait, is that the green one?
No. It was white and red.
There's
as
a
I
green
remember
one.
it, and it would like bring you up like straight vertical, like
No, I
90
don't know if
degrees,
they
and then
still
just
have that.
shoot you down.
I don't remember that.
It was a trip. It wasn't too complicated, but it was that rush. that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's the Intimidator. Have you
Yeah,
ever
that
ridden
one's
one?
good.
That's like it's not the fastest, but it's like one of the fastest in America.
That's what the
there are ones that go like 300 miles
That's
in,
what
in other
the-
countries, but like America doesn't allow that.
the
so.
new one at Carowinds was like compared to that one. It's like basically the Intimidator, but like a lot taller.
I mean,
a
the
lot
thing is,
faster.
I'll ride any of them. Like, I'll go to another country and ride one America wouldn't allow.
Yeah.
But like, dude, the Intimidator is like I think it's one of the fastest in America, and it gives you tunnel vision. So I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's insane.
Wow.
Have you ever
Blackout
ridden
on
it?
that one.
No,
It
I've
gives
never
you
ridden
tunnel
it.
vision, like, and people think I exaggerate when I say that, but you get tunnel vision.
Yeah, there's like one turn that you like will always black out on.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
Yeah.
So like I can't imagine like the ones that go super fast in
Yeah.
other countries, because I think the fastest ones in like Nigeria or
Really?
something,
Dang.
just because like
What are some big ones for roller coasters? I mean, I've heard of some like in Germany, but I don't know like any other places that are big in amusement parks.
that's a good point. Probably Japan,
China,
Yeah, Japan and
probably.
China,
I
probably.
maybe places in China. Yeah.
I heard on NPR one day that like China is having a big amusement park boom.
Really?
And like Disney and other
Well,
places are investing
Didn't like
in these
didn't like
huge
Beijing
Disney's fun. I like
or,
Disney.
or something just recently get a Disneyland or something?
Yeah,
like
I
a couple
think-
years ago.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Japan has a Universal Studios,
Really?
which is like it's like one of 3 places that has a Universal
Yeah,
Studios.
like
Oh, wow.
Florida.
Yeah, I mean like
Japan and-
Florida, California, right, and then
That's cool.
Japan.
yeah, yeah. Does California have a Universal Studios?
Is it? Maybe not. But there's another place that has one.
yeah.
Florida, there's another place that has one, and then Universal Studios is a fun one.
Yeah,
I
I've
kind of like
been
the themed ones. Like Universal Studios is a fun theme park.
Yeah.
Disney, great.
Yeah.
I love Disney. Legoland.
I haven't been there.
Oh,
I want
my
to go
goodness.
there. I've
Legoland
always wanted
is-
to go there.
We went when I forget how old I was or how old you were, but we went when we were younger. I recommend that. That's,
I miss
that's a fun
the
one.
like King's Dominion used to be Hanna-Barbera themed. You know,
Mm.
They
Oh,
used to
yeah,
have
that's
Scooby-Doo
right. I
I
stuff.
remember Peanuts.
That's what it is now.
No, that's what it is now.
Yeah.
You're right, because they had the Scooby Doo,
Which is a fine switch, but
yeah.
I think
They just
Scooby-Doo's
lost the rights or
cooler, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But they had the Scooby Doo, and now it's called something else, just
Yeah.
like the Rocket or something. But like, I mean, it was not Scooby Doo themed in any capacity.
The Scooby Doo was the first roller coaster I rode at King's Dominion.
That's a great ride.
Well, here's my.
it was the one I stuck to for a while because I was pretty scared of roller coasters.
Here's a question I got. Yeah, you said you're scared of roller coasters, right?
I was.
I
scared of
don't-
roller
right,
coasters.
right. I don't like remember at what age like did you really start riding the
That's a
big
good- yeah.
the big ones? You know what I mean? I don't like just at a certain point I did, but I don't remember when.
I have like a specific memory of me and my family at an amusement park when we were younger, and I wanted to ride the big rides, but nobody would ride them
yeah.
with me.
Oh wow.
And then I think it was a gradual thing because we went somewhere. I think it's it might be Hershey Park that has the Super Duper Looper, and all it is, it's like a small roller coaster, but it's got a flip. And that was the first time like me and my brother had been on a flip when we were little,
Oh yeah.
and that was just the gateway. That was we just started
you were
getting.
hooked after that.
I've never
bigger
been
and
to
badder rides.
Hershey Park. How's that?
It's cool. It's
I mean, I
themed
love chocolate and I love roller
themed.
coasters.
You got your chocolate.
I don't know how well those two things would mix because too much chocolate
Yeah.
and then a roller coaster. But you know,
They've got like the like guys dressed up as chocolate bars walking around.
I do
and
like that.
stuff.
That's nice.
So you can get your picture.
Well, that's what I love about Disney. You get a picture of it. Somewhere, I'll put it in the video. Somewhere there's a picture of me and my sister Hope as young children, and we're with Ariel, the princess Ariel.
Oh, that's
I'll
right.
put it at the
There's
end
one
of
of me with Goofy too.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
both of
guys
the-
got in on that.
I'll put both of these at the end of this episode. Just
I
you
could
know,
send you a picture of me with a chocolate bar.
I'll put all 3 of those at the end.
I think we've got
Um,
some of us at Legoland too with like a Lego Darth Vader.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love to say at Legoland, it's not so much the rides that you go for; it's the Legos.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
cool.
the themed rides or the themed parks are kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like, I love Universal Studios has some rad rides,
Yeah.
especially like they opened the Harry Potter
Oh,
village,
yeah.
and I'm not even a big Harry Potter guy.
Do they have a-
I like Harry Potter, but that Harry Potter. The ride, especially, you go into the castle and there's this ride inside of the castle, and that's one of the greatest, just like cinematic rides I've ever been on.
It's
That
very
ride was
impressive.
Is there a Shrek ride?
incredible.
I don't know. Is there, Shrek ride?
Is Shrek Universal?
It's DreamWorks.
DreamWorks.
Is DreamWorks
Isn't that like a
Universal?
isn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Isn't
it's-
DreamWorks part of that? I feel
Yeah,
like
I
it should
think.
be.
I think so.
I want to go back to Universal Studios. I loved the Simpsons ride. Did you ever
Oh,
ride
yeah.
that? I loved it.
I
Apparently,
heard that when it like first opened. I think.
Oh, really?
wow.
That's when we were down there.
apparently, they've now made Springfield
No way.
in its entirety. And they're still kind of building it.
Just
but
in the park.
apparently, Springfield's a thing now.
Whoa.
And like, yeah. So like, I want to go
No
back.
That's
way.
'cause
sweet.
I
That's
love.
awesome.
I love the Simpsons, man. So
Grab a cold
I
duff
mean-
at Moe's.
I love the Simpsons.
great.
Man. But yeah, like I heard they have like Moe's, and you can go in and like they have Duff beer, you know,
great.
and you can order food. And I heard that like they went like so far that while you're like, if you stay in there long enough, the phone will ring and he'll pick it up and he'll be like, "Is there an icy wiener in here?"
No
And then he'll be
way.
like, "I'm gonna get you," and like hang up. Like the
Nice,
guy that's
man.
sick
That's
cooking,
hilarious,
like
dude.
will do that every like 25 minutes
Oh,
or
that's
whatever.
awesome.
Yeah, like that's just awesome. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Is
And
there a
apparent-
Lard Lad Donuts there? gotta
I
have my
don't
Lard
know.
Lad.
I think like I read a review on it, and it kind of seemed like there was like one or two new Simpsons rides. The best one is that one that was there originally.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like there's still a lot more they could do. You know what I mean? Like the Android's Dungeon, I think is just a backdrop, which is lame. They should,
Oh.
that'd be awesome if there was an Android's Dungeon. I heard there was like a, they always have the fountains that like shoot the sprinkle.
Yeah.
I heard like Chief Wiggum is like wrecked into a fire hydrant, and
Oh,
it's like
that's
shooting out
great.
water. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff like that.
Nice.
I love The Simpsons, man.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so themed parks are fun. There's theme parks, but themed parks like
Yeah,
Disney,
yeah.
I see what you
Universal.
did there.
Yeah, Universal. I feel like though, and I guess Disney to some extent are the only ones that have like notable rides. You know what I mean? Like they're fun because they're themed. You know what I mean? But,
Well, there's Busch Gardens.
but that's not really. That's a theme park, but it's not a themed park.
I mean, it's. Say again the distinction between a theme park and a themed
A
park.
themed park is like licensed. You know what I mean? Disney, Universal.
Well, Hershey Park has some good rides.
I kind of think
Okay.
Hershey is themed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say so.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I would.
Didn't you just say that like Disney's the only?
Well, I'm trying to like
I'm still
notable.
trying to
like,
get theme versus themed.
well, I'm saying Disney, like they have rides that everyone knows. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like-
yeah. Tell me some good Hershey rides.
I mean,
I'd
I
like
can't
to hear.
remember the names of them,
Well.
but they've got some great rides.
Okay. Well, I mean,
The
like the
Super Duper
teacups.
Looper.
The teacups are good.
Teacups is a great ride.
That's true. They're very
I actually
iconic.
hate the teacups.
You don't like the
I can't
teacups?
s- I don't like
That's a
spinny.
Disney
I don't
thing.
like spinny rides.
No, which Disney did you go to?
Florida.
Florida. We went to the
Okay,
one in
big.
California.
Disney
Yeah,
World.
Disneyland.
Our aunt lives in California, so we went.
That's cool.
So that was land. And
Yeah.
you've been to World.
And I only went to Magic Kingdom. I didn't get the whole experience.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Well, that's like Universal Studios. It's like two separate parks, and they both have really rad stuff. But like, I forget. It's like one's like Universal Studios and one's like Universal Land, and they're right next to each other. But you
Yeah,
have to
that's
buy
right.
separate tickets.
That's,
It's bullcrap.
that's how they get you.
And you can
That's how
buy
they
like a
get you.
package because we did it over 2 days. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
went to one
Yeah.
side, the other side. But
I think King's Dominion does that to a certain extent because they have the water park and then they have King's Dominion proper,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
and you can get the pass for both of them.
I liked the Universal Studios. They have the Marvel side. I liked the Spider-Man ride.
That's right.
The Hulk's fun, just because it's a Hulk ride, but it's just a standard roller coaster, pretty much.
Pretty much.
The concept.
That's the one
was-
that builds you up and then drops you. Isn't
Well,
it?
no.
No, that's
the
Doctor
Hulk-
Doom's.
Doctor Doom's like flight fear or whatever,
Yeah.
fear of flight or whatever. But the concept of it's pretty much just a green roller coaster. But the idea is Bruce Banner builds a roller coaster or a machine that's because he's always trying to get rid of his powers because they're kind of a torture, you know. So he builds a machine that it shoots you out, and he's like trying to get rid of the powers. He's like, I hope this works. Like shoots you, and he's like, it didn't work. At the end.
I remember there being a Jaws ride there. That was
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's
That was-
right.
The Jaws
We
ride is
rode
fun.
on that.
They have
That's
like
pretty
they have like a Skipper Dan type
Yeah.
guy on there,
It's just sort of like a boat ride.
and yeah, it's a boat ride, but Jaws pops up.
Yeah,
it's really
yeah.
cool. They have the Men in Black ride's fun.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah, and they had the Jurassic Park ride's really fun. Too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
I
about.
can't
the
remember
Jurassic
if I read
Park.
that. I feel like I probably did.
yeah, there was a Jurassic Park ride
It was
that
a
was
long
really
time
cool.
ago.
Liked that a lot.
Yeah.
So water slides.
Water slides.
These are kind of the same topic. Let's get into some water slides.
Oh man,
You got any notable, or not necessarily slides, any notable water rides you've been
starting to
on?
get out of my area expertise page.
Big one for us. We went to the Bahamas when we were young,
That's right.
and there's
Atlantis.
like Atlantis was like the resort
Yeah.
we were staying at, and they had this one called like the Leap of Faith. It was called the Leap of Faith, and it was an almost
Oh, yeah.
it was an almost 90-degree drop. I mean, obviously 90-degree would kill you,
Yeah.
but it was like 84 or
That's
something
really
like
cool.
that, and it was like barely slanted, and you would slide down, and it was fun. It hurt to me. It was fun, but
I always wanted to try one of those.
yeah, it was really really cool. And it's just one of those
Feel
things
your-
like
you could feel your back lifting off the back of the water slide
Yeah.
at points.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was fairly terrifying.
yeah, but it was fun. So yeah, any notable water rides you've got?
There's one that's at Disney World. The one that's based on like the Brer Rabbit.
Oh, that's
yeah,
neat.
yeah. I know what you're
I
talking
forget
about.
what it's called.
But I don't. What?
The Brer Rabbit one. What is that called?
Yeah, I know. I like know what you're talking about, but
It's
I
just
don't.
like a flume ride, but it's like
Yeah. I like the just like log flumes.
Those are fun.
Those are always good.
Yeah.
Good times.
I'm a fan of the Lazy River, I have to say.
I like Lazy River.
It's
Yeah,
one of my favorites.
Lazy
It's
River's
It's a
nice.
nice way to chill after
You just
a
go
long day at the
around.
park.
And like I like the ones where like you're all like together, even with strangers sometimes,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
can turn it and get and like there's like the
Oh yeah,
waterfalls,
the
and you
like
can
the
get other
whitewater
people wet,
rapids
you know what I mean?
rides.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
rapids, but they're not super crazy. You know
Yeah,
what I
those
mean?
are cool.
But there's like waterfall, and you're like trying to get the other people wet.
Yeah.
It's classic.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
It's a good one.
I don't know. Water rides kind of seem like a dime a dozen, but
Yeah.
I enjoy them.
I like them, but only usually if they're in conjunction with other parks.
Right.
And that may just
yeah.
because that we went to King's Dominion growing up, and so we would always go to both parks.
I know what
Yeah.
you mean though. Like going to just a water park kind of seems like you know.
There
what I mean?
comes
Like,
a
what's the
point when you
What-
just there comes a point when you just don't want to walk around in your swim trunks all
Yeah.
day.
there comes a point when you're too pruny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like water parks are fun, but they get really uncomfortable after a while.
Yeah. Well, I think the best thing to do is you go to one of the ones that's both ride roller coasters all day on a hot summer day, and then for like the last hour you go and get in water. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
we
Because
go.
that's like you're getting
Yeah.
cool. You're cooling down.
But then you don't know how many kids have peed in all the water stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So that is the risk you run.
Speaking of water parks, have you guys ever heard of Action Park?
Oh, Action
Did you
Park.
ever see
This is the New
anything on
Jersey
Action
one,
Park?
isn't it?
It was this one it was New Jersey. It was in New Jersey, and it was like it has a reputation for being like the most unsafe park ever. And it's crazy because it's just like they have like this one that's I'm trying to think like what were some of the rides?
Oh,
Oh,
crap.
they
what
had
was
this
it?
one water slide that was like it went down and it did this and then went into the water.
Like a water slide?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it
a
was a
water
water
slide, but it was
slide.
like, but it's like that. It did a loop de loop inside of it, like
Oh,
a
man.
straight up like loop de loop,
That's hilarious.
which like could break your
Yeah.
neck. You know what I mean?
Didn't they have one where it was just like a rope over a lake?
Yeah, and it was like called like the Tarzan swing
It
or
was like
something.
an insanely
It was just a
high
rope over a
jump.
lake. Yeah, and it was like you could just go in and like jump in. And then they had this one. It wasn't a water slide, but it was I forget what it was called. But you had like a little cart, and you would go like down this super
right.
long course. And they didn't wait long enough, so people would always like ram into you, and there was no way to stop. There were no brakes or anything, so you'd
Yeah.
be going like 80 miles per
Oh,
hour.
dang.
And like if your arm like touched at all, it would just like scrape it and
Yeah.
scrape it to death. So
They had 4 people die at this park, didn't they?
Jeez.
yeah, I think like no, I think in like the lifespan they had like 8 people die, which is crazy. Yeah, but it's not around anymore. I think they are trying to bring it back with obviously a lot more regulations, just because it's like for posterity's sake.
That's funny.
But yeah, like it's a product of its time. You can look up like Action Park, and there's like a maybe 10-15 minute documentary about it. It's really funny stuff, man.
Back to water rides. Have you guys done those like classic like I call them like the toilet bowl, but the
Oh yeah.
tornado type thing? Or
funnel?
I
whatever.
love
the
those
funnels.
things.
Those
Yeah, those are
great.
really fun. I like stuff like that.
I always like just getting off, because usually you go down on like an inner tube, don't you?
Yeah.
I was like falling off the inner tube
Yeah.
and just cycling around.
Yeah. Well, you go with the you go with like 2 or 3 other people.
That's
yeah.
right, you go in a group.
Yeah.
Those are nice. I like those. Will,
Oh, is it my time for a topic?
what's your
Topic
topic?
Okay, well, I read today that Mr. Vladimir Putin has
Okay.
been missing for about a week.
Really?
Really?
I didn't hear this.
I actually saw that.
Yeah. He's been missing for about a week, and the reason that people think is because he's been spending time with his love child.
He has a love child?
Apparently, there's a Russian gymnast that he's had some hanky-panky with. Apparently, they've had about 2 children together.
So
More or
love
less.
children.
Yes, love children.
Dang.
And so he was spending the weekend with his...
He rides the bears with them.
Goes shirtless on the horse.
Yeah.
suppresses journalists and executes criminals.
Yeah, why not?
But yeah, apparently he's been missing from office.
Does
for
Kim
about a
Jong-un
week.
ever any
That's
love
weird.
children?
That's a good question. Apparently he was offended because Republicans did not include him in the letter that they sent. To
Yeah, I mean, the thing
Congress.
is, I wouldn't be surprised if he has love children, just because, like, he can have anyone he wants.
He
You
is
know
the
what I mean? Just
glorious
because,
leader.
like, no does not mean no for Kim Jong-un.
That's-
You know what I
that's
mean?
he owns the country.
Also, with the mindset over there, like he is God. You know what I mean? So, like, it would just be like being with God. You know what I mean? Like, if you were called up to his kingdom.
I doubt there are many North Korean citizens who really consider him God.
I don't know though. Like some people, like, cause there's so little like news that circulates and stuff. There are some people that like really like see
Oh,
him
yeah.
as a deity.
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I
I'm
mean?
sure there are some. But
It's crazy though. You know what I mean?
Conditions being what they are, I'm sure it's more.
Well, like I
it's
watched the
feared.
interview, you know, and like a lot of the stuff like a lot of the facts they say in there are true. Like apparently, like because they don't have any news or anything, or they don't have any news that's not controlled.
Yeah.
Apparently, like one of the rumors is that he doesn't poop
Really?
because like God wouldn't have a butthole,
well,
and so
that's-
yeah, like
that's fairly logical.
like North Koreans apparently believe that he doesn't poop,
That's funny.
which is crazy.
That's fairly terrifying, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy how controlled it is. Like in the interview too, there's like a scene with like fake there's like fake grocery stores.
Really?
Like he goes in and it's just a backdrop. Like he sees and they're like, "Oh, look how nice North Korea is." And he's like, "Oh, I like it, okay."
Mhm.
And then like later in the movie he goes in, spoilers. Later in the movie he goes in and it's just a backdrop and like plastic fruit and he gets like super pissed off, but apparently that's true.
Which movie is this?
The interview.
Oh, in the interview.
But
okay.
apparently that's true. Apparently North Korea to fool American journalists, or not just Americans, I guess, but to fool journalists from other countries. Apparently they have fake grocery
Oh, yeah.
stores
That's not surprising.
insane.
because people aren't eating. You know what I mean? But like you come in and you're like, oh, it's actually not that bad. There's a grocery store. You know what I mean? Because you just drive by and then go to
Yeah.
his castle.
Yeah, I doubt there's anyone in North Korea who really thinks he's God.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just don't want to get thrown in the prison.
Right. That could be true.
I've heard it's terrible over there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I hope you're listening to this, Kim.
Funny how he's become the
You're a
butt of
horrible
so
person.
many-
I can't speak Korean, but if you've got translators and you're stumbling across the Paige Campbell show, we're not fans.
You just got put
You're
on the North
being-
Korean blacklist page.
You're being a horrible person.
We've all become
I would
international
at the drop
Just
of a
take my name
hat
off of this
do an
episode.
interview
I know,
with
right?
you. At the drop of a hat, I would do an interview
Let's
with
have
you
him on. Let's
Because-
podcast him.
because it would be great publicity. But
Here's what I want to see.
I think you're the worst person ever, and you frankly can go die.
I'd slow down there, Paige.
Just-
You
how
know
about just
you threatened to
stop
hack
Kim?
over the interview.
That's true. He might release my emails.
They sent hackers over because of the interview.
He might release all my emails.
Got some private stuff
He'd
on there.
shut down your interwebs. You gotta
Yeah.
get your tubes up in case the net falls.
So yeah, back to Vladimir Putin.
What do you do when your nation's leader is just missing?
Yeah, that's crazy. Like,
That's a great question.
what if Obama just like disappeared?
For a
you know what I
week.
mean? For like a week. You know what I mean? I guess Sasha and Malia are his love children, even though
his legal
even
love
though well they were born during wedlock, but they're still love children unless he
what?
doesn't love Michelle.
Wait, what?
I said they were
He
born
doesn't.
they were born during wedlock, but they're still love children
Because they're loved?
because they're the products of love.
I'm not sure I see where you're going with this, Paige.
Like any child, I guess, unless it's just kind of a random hookup. Any child is a love child
because it was the product of
because
love.
it's the product of love.
Okay,
Does Obama love Michelle?
I'm sure he
Does
does.
Barack love Michelle? I shouldn't call him Obama because she's Obama too. But does Barack love Michelle?
I'm pretty sure.
Then Sasha and Malia are love children.
Okay, by that logic, that makes sense. But yeah,
it's kind of weird because love child kind of signifies like a random hookup, and it's like that's not a love child.
Yeah. That's
what I
that's
mean?
more like a mad child.
That's a drunk child.
It's an okay child.
That's a drunken child.
It's a decent child.
It's a crack baby.
Apparently, though. Apparently, though, Russia released a picture of Vladimir Putin in his office to try to
They have a cardboard
It's
cutout.
like, don't worry, he's here. He's in his office.
Well, here's the catch, though. They cut out the calendar in the picture that's
Well, I
in
like-
his office, so you couldn't tell what date it was taken.
Well, I like the idea that, like, at his vacation home where he's with his mistress or whatever, I like the idea that he has, like, this, like, backdrop of his office, and he just goes in and he'll record a press conference, and then he'll just leave and, like, hey, so you want to, like, go mini golfing now? You know what I mean? Just, like, afterwards.
Got a few bears we can take a tumble on.
That's like in the South Park game. Spoilers.
okay.
In the
here we go.
South Park game when you're fighting, like you fight Al Gore because he's like flipping out about climate change and Man Bear Pig and stuff. After you beat him, you like go into his back office and you're like, oh, what's in here? It's good. It's like supposed to be a big reveal, and it's a backdrop of the Oval Office because it's like and Butters goes, oh, he was just playing president
That's funny.
because he never became president.
Did you know bear baiting was
He
a
wanted
thing? In Shakespeare's day, bear baiting was a thing.
Yeah, what does that mean though? I have heard that. What does that mean?
Well, basically, they'd tie a bear to a pole and set dogs on it.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
And
horrible.
they'd watch it for fun.
Sounds like
Yeah.
fun to me.
Sounds like a good.
It was like bear baiting, cockfighting, and then public executions.
Bear baiting.
And then there was a theater.
Bear baiting sounds like a show that would be in the same block as like Alaskan like truckers
Yeah.
and like Gold Rush
It
on
sounds
the
like a-
Discovery Channel. You know what I mean?
Either that or a cheap bestiality porno.
Yeah,
That's true.
But you know what I
Bear
mean? Like
baiting.
it
Baiting some
sounds like
bears later.
it sounds like it would be in the same block as like the 8 o'clock primetime Discovery
Yeah.
Channel. You know what I
So
mean?
you got
like
next bear
it's like,
baiting.
oh,
Next
next
up
we
on
have
bear baiters.
bear baiting. After the MythBusters proved that that Kung Lao could not actually do the spine rip in Mortal Kombat, we're gonna have bear
The
baiting.
spine would not be intact.
I was actually thinking they should do a Mortal Kombat episode. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah,
Because
that'd be
the
cool.
spine rip. Because I was watching like the best fatalities on YouTube, and I was like, these are great and they're comical, but like most of them couldn't happen. And
Yeah.
I'd like to see the MythBusters tackle that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like one of them, like he like reaches inside the guy's mouth and just rips out the whole skeleton, and then it's just like a lump of flesh on the ground.
Oh, that's a classic one. Yeah.
I think it's so exaggerated, though. You'd have to set your bar like really, really
It's-
low. Like,
well,
is
they-
this even feasibly possible?
There
Like
are
a
ones.
5
There are
minute
ones
YouTube
they could do
video.
like the spine rip. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Could
yeah.
you grab someone's head and rip it in such a way that the spine would come out with it?
Yeah.
Is that possible? It may be. You know, I don't know.
I think the secret to happiness in this case would be low expectations.
Right, right. Well, they
But
did.
it'd be
the,
cool to see.
There's one of them that he throws his hat, and his hat's like a razor, and it cuts the person's head off. That was also in
Oh.
James
Oh,
Bond,
yeah.
and they did that
Yeah.
one in the James Bond episode, and I think they
Nice.
proved it's not possible.
Yeah.
You can kill someone like that, but you couldn't cut the head clean off.
Yeah,
is
you
what
just
they-
you
is
just
what they
snap
sh-
the neck, wouldn't you?
Well,
You'd
they
snap
said
the neck
well, it could
before
cut
you-
the jugular if there was like a
Oh,
spike. You know,
that's
if
right,
there was
yeah.
like a sharpened edge, but
Yeah,
I
you
don't
wouldn't
think
take the head
I don't think
off.
it could actually take it clean off.
Man.
So Vladimir Putin, crazy,
Crazy man.
can't believe it.
I'd golf with him.
Would you golf with him?
I'd golf.
Is he a
with him.
golfer?
I don't know. He likes riding bears and riding horses.
He does like
shirtless.
riding bears.
I'd like to ride a
He goes
bear.
for the extremes.
He
The
does.
beta bear.
He's a big burly man.
Do you think he likes to ride Bear Grylls?
Well, that stands to be proven.
Who
Since
doesn't?
We're talking about Discovery Channel.
Bear Grylls, I know, likes to drink his own urine.
Oh,
Yep.
does he?
That's the spin-off show, Bear Grylls Baiting.
Bear Grylls likes to,
It's the new Bachelor.
and you gotta have Vladimir Putin as a special guest.
7 women in the
Like-
wilderness with Bear Grylls.
One bear.
Will you be the
7
survivor?
I'd like to see like a pay-per-view style, like it has to be pay-per-view because this is something people would pay for. This is a fight people would pay to see. Just Bear Grylls versus a bear. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Or Girls versus Freddy versus Jason.
All right.
Bear Grylls versus
I'm trying to
Bear
think.
Grylls. I can see
Is
it.
there anyone else named Bear? Like his first name is Bear.
Scott and Bear.
That's true. But you know what I mean? Like, is that like on his birth certificate? Like his Christian name is Bear.
The Berenstein Bears.
His parents like he came out of his mother's womb, and his parents looked at it and they were like, he looks like a bear to me.
It's him and Bear.
He's a bear.
Bear Minerals.
The
Bear
Berenstein
Essentials.
Bears.
It's the bear necessity.
I guess Baloo the bear,
Yogi Bear.
Yogi Bear. But I don't know if any other humans named Bear.
That's true. It's a very uncommon name.
Yeah.
Bear Aspirin.
I don't know, Bear. It's just a weird.
Maybe
It's like
it's short for
it's like I always talk
Bear-
about. I have
It's
a- I
like
have a
Stare, but with a B.
Bernard.
I have a bit that I do where I talk about Speed Racer, and that's the point I make about Speed Racer too. Like his legal name is Speed Racer. Like that's not even like a nickname. His name is Speed. Like that's on his
Yeah,
birth certificate. Speed Racer.
Racer, comma speed.
That's what it says on his driver. How embarrassing would it be if you were Speed Racer to get pulled over?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the cop comes to your window and he like knocks and he's like, can I license registration? And he looks at it and he's like, Racer Speed. He's like, you like to go fast? Huh? Like to go fast, boy?
Think about it this way. At this point, with a name like that, you only have two options. You have the legal option, which is race. You have
Right.
the illegal option, which is race drugs, because you've got speed.
No,
Yeah,
speed,
that's true.
speed.
That's
Well,
a bit. That's a bit I've been working on.
I think
guys.
Pops
It's
Racer.
great. You should do
got a little polishing.
I think Pops Racer is like because Pops is the dad. his again
Pops.
his legal name before he was a father or a
Yeah.
grandfather
Was Pops.
His legal name is Pops. Again though, like Pops Racer is kind of the biggest jerk in the history of like fiction. I think he named the last name's Racer. He names his son Speed, and Speed is the one he has a problem with racing.
Yeah.
His name is Speed Racer. He names his other son Rex. Rex becomes a big time racer, and it's like okay, but then he names him Speed, and he's like, no, you can't be a racer. It's like, well,
very
what do you want?
true.
Me? I can't be Speed Racer, the defense attorney. What do you want me to do?
And
I'd
then
love to see Speed Racer
and
in
then-
therapy.
Poor Spritle doesn't really get any attention.
Spritle Racer.
Spiral and Chim Chim. It's like he's
His only friend is a monkey.
Well,
I mean, what are you gonna do?
he's
Monkey
secretly
and
like
candy.
stealing candy and causing all this havoc because he's empty inside.
Yeah.
He's just searching for the affection he was denied in
miserable.
childhood.
Pops isn't distant, and what is he supposed to do?
Mom just doesn't understand.
It's like, oh, we bought him a monkey, so
And
that
he's
way.
the Josiah Mallory of Japanese cartoons.
Nice. All right, let's close out the show. I'm going into my topic.
All right, bring it on.
Let's do it.
Those were some good laughs.
Give it to us.
I think we solved Vladimir Putin.
we did.
Very
we
well.
are,
we
we are
found him.
I just think
diplomats
it's
of the
crazy
highest
that he's
order.
missing. All right, let's go into my topic.
Bring it.
Robots. Just, what are some of your favorite robots? What are some of your least favorite robots? Let's talk about robots.
I like robots.
Yeah. Fictional robots could be a real robot.
I like giant robots.
I gotta give a shout out to my boy Mega Man.
All right.
Mega Man, I'm gonna start us off with Mega Man.
He's a
forgot
good boy.
he was a robot.
Mega Man's a great robot. Yeah.
Astro
I know
Boy?
people do forget he's a robot.
Yeah.
He's not a boy in armor. He's a robot.
He tricks you in with his humanoid appearance.
He looks like a humanoid,
He
but
does.
he's a
He
robot.
seduces you
He
does.
and then gets you.
I
He's
was
the
seduced.
With the metal.
You can take me any day.
Yeah, Mega Man's pretty classic.
I like Mega Man a lot. I'm trying to think of like Star Wars has a lot of good robots.
Yeah, the droids, just all the droids.
Hey, you, no droids.
Yeah, I mean C-3PO, great. Translate 6 million languages.
R2.
Why can't they get into the cantina, man?
It's classic droidism.
That's my
I
problem.
don't know what to call
Why
it
can't
because
they
it's
get
like
into
it's
the
not
cantina?
racism because they're not a race, but I mean they are sentient beings that are being discriminated against. So
Right.
I don't know what to call it because they're also not a species.
I don't know. Would
They're
you
robots.
would you classify a droid as a life form? I mean, C-3PO.
I
is
mean they're
clearly
sentient beings. If we get to the
and
point,
R2 is too.
yeah, I mean if we get to the point where technology is so advanced where they're sentient, like I think you'd have to, I think droid rights, man.
Oh, what's his name?
You got to fight for droid rights.
Yeah. Stephen Hawking, I mean, was talking about like how do you?
He's a robot.
I know.
One of my favorite
Pretty
robots.
much at this point.
Stephen Hawking.
But he was talking about in an essay he had about like how do we define life now that it's gotten so advanced.
Yeah,
And,
I
like,
mean, that's
he
the-
would consider robots life.
Yeah,
I would
because
too,
they're
just because like
sentient.
they're if it's sentient, you know what I mean? Like
And I mean, there's a
If it thinks
science
for itself.
to that. There's a science to like like uploading all your memory into like a computer type
Yeah.
thing, that sort of thing. So how does that work? Like your
Yeah.
conscience is just you become immortal.
Yeah, and
you
it's
know?
not just that they're sentient, but they try to further themselves.
Yeah.
You know? It's like as a robot, you can continue the data you have. You can
Yeah.
keep it going and pass it on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, just like problem solving. You know what I mean? Like R2 and C-3PO. You know, R2's problem solving. He saves Luke's.
Oh yeah,
He saves Luke's bacon on more than one occasion.
pretty much. Jabba's palace.
Yeah. C-3PO, I mean, translates.
6 million languages.
He frets.
I like
Yeah,
that
he
too.
frets. But I mean, like, again, but that's like totally a thing. Like, he's able to worry.
Yeah.
Like, he's able to have
Data.
worries. You know what I mean? Data.
Data struggled with his emotions a lot,
That's true.
trying to
Yeah.
figure himself out.
Like Data, Adam Clem is Data.
As
Data's
we
great,
learned in the
dude.
second episode of that season, though, Data is fully functional.
I like Data.
Data's nice. I
Yes.
like Data a lot.
He's a good addition.
Gundam, like MK.
Yeah.
Gundam.
I got a.
That's,
the,
more of a suit.
they're from another planet, but Transformers.
Optimus Prime.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Transformers.
It's weird. They're from another planet, but they're robots.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not from Earth. Like, they weren't created on Earth.
Right.
They're from another planet.
But they take the form of Earth vehicles.
Yeah, I don't even
Under
know who
Earth.
created
Weird,
them
yeah.
because, like, they're from another planet, but it doesn't seem like there's any other life forms on the planet they're from.
Yeah.
So even though they're robots, they're like, I don't know.
yeah.
That's like the disturbing point a friend told me about Cars.
It
Like, if
could
you
be
think
that-
about it,
Oh yeah.
like
It's like, is that
How-
like a
how did the
post-apocalyptic
cars-
future? Like, what the heck
yeah,
happened
yeah,
with that?
that's
The
exactly
cars
what
took
she
over.
said.
Well, I'm thinking it could be like that's true. Took over Skynet situation.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
jeez.
Yeah, I know. It could be they took over. It could be that they're sentient. They're getting pushed around, and they're like, we're leaving, and they went to another planet. You know what I mean? They're
Right.
like, there's trillions of planets. We don't need to stay here and get pushed around. We're giant robots that can turn into.
I mean, why
cars.
would you if you
I
had
can
the
turn.
ability?
Optimus Prime. I can turn into a truck. I don't need this. I can turn into an 18-wheeler.
He just had like a bad day, like shopping or something. Like taxes are too much. He's like, you know what? I'm a truck.
I'm a truck. I'm a truck. And
You
then
can't travel across
and
the
then- and then
galaxy.
they all moved, and then Megatron had to ruin it for everyone.
Gosh dang it, Megatron.
Because that's the whole thing. There's like a war.
You know,
I don't know why, but there
you
was
know
a
how
war
it
between
started.
them.
You know how it started.
And then somehow-
Megatron was like, "Hey guys, can I, no?"
I'm a truck.
Of all the,
Starscream is like, I'm a fighting jet. I don't have to stay here.
I was just gonna say, robot apocalypse would be the last apocalypse I would want to happen.
Here's the
I feel like
thing.
that would be bad.
We do not need sentient robots,
Yeah.
man. Like, why would anyone?
There's a
create
restaurant that already has Android waiters in Japan.
Oh wow.
It's
Yeah.
just, we don't need it. Have you heard of Boston Dynamics? I think Boston Dynamics
Oh yes.
realistically is Skynet.
I was gonna cite them for one of my favorite robots.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they created these like dog-like robots, and they like it's crazy stuff, man. You look up like Boston Dynamics.
Like Goddard.
Well, yeah. Oh
Is
yeah,
it-
Except
God.
not as
Jimmy Neutron?
endearing.
No, but they're like they. It's so crazy because they react the same way as dogs.
Oh my gosh.
And
I think
they
I know
have
what you're
the same
talking about.
articulation as dogs. So they're walking around, and like there's a point where like the person that like worked on it kicks it, and you know how like if you pushed a dog, it would like react and
Yeah.
like bear weight on one side.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Oh,
it straight up
gosh.
does it, and it's
Mm.
terrifying.
It reacts
Yeah.
to its
It's
surroundings.
terrifying. It reacts. Yeah, they go up the stairs and like it changes the way it's like walking
Ugh.
to like go up the stairs. It is terrifying. It scares the crap.
I mean,
out
if
of me.
you've seen like any of the like prototype Android faces they've got like right now, they're like realistic, but sort of still expressionless. That stuff's really creepy.
Well, I
yeah.
love what's funny to me is like, okay, if we do create sentient robots, it's not a good idea, but if we do, we need to treat them right. And they create this dog-like creature, and to show off what they can do, they're kicking it in the face.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, the robot
already made it
apocalypse is
mad.
going to happen in 5 seconds.
already made it
The
mad.
moment there's a sentient robot, he's going to be like, I don't need this.
Today's ignorance
I'm
is
a
tomorrow's
truck.
propaganda.
I can turn into a truck. I don't need this. I have a laser printer in my stomach. I can print whatever I need. I
mean,
need a gun.
There you go.
Kill everyone. Well, because that's the
3D
thing too.
printers,
If
man.
there are sentient robots and we abuse them, you know what I mean? Like there's a robot civil rights movement. If we abuse them, we feel pain. They don't
Yeah.
feel pain.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I mean?
true.
Like it's nothing to them.
iRobot,
There's no
man.
afterlife.
iRobot.
I think that's what we would need to do if we did create robots. We'd have to start a religion for the robots, like we'd have to convince
keep
them
them
that
in
there's
line.
there's a hard drive that's in the sky that's
The mother drive.
a mother drive. We'd have to convince them because then they're afraid of death.
Yeah.
We have to make them afraid of death. You know what I mean? Because otherwise they've got nothing to lose. It's like I'm being treated like crap, and I'm just gonna like not be
Yeah.
around. So
They might already reach that point themselves and create their own.
that's
religion.
true if they're sentient. You know what I mean? But just like wondering what's after this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's after?
I mean, it is
unplugged?
the question of all highly
Yeah.
developed forms of life.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be different for them just because they can see a creator. It's like that guy created
That's
me. You know what I
true.
mean? Bill
Yeah.
Gates created.
Yeah, it's like
me,
Data.
so
There was a great episode where
they
like
can see
Data
their creator.
had a dream,
Mhm.
and he saw his creator in his dream, and it was the same actor. The way they did it was nice. But yeah,
He had a dream while he was in sleep mode.
yeah.
I think that might give them a little more power, though, knowing their creator is mortal. and
But I
more
think that's what we'd have to
vulnerable.
do. We'd have to make them scared of like a robot hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if
It's like we'll take you to the dump.
Like
It's
in
like-
Futurama.
no, it's
to a
just like
trash heap.
every it's just like you go to robot hell and it's just like everyone has the blue screen just scrolling. It's just like no. It's just like an eternal blue screen.
Do you ever have music page on the credits for this? If you
Yeah,
have
we
to-
always leave out with them.
Okay, you should do a Robot Hell from Futurama.
Oh, is that a
With
song?
the credit. Yes.
Okay.
Have you not seen that episode?
Oh, I think I've seen that.
Bender
episode.
Bender joins a religion.
Bender's a good robot.
Yeah.
Bender. Yeah, great robot.
He joins the Church of Robotology, and
I have seen that.
Wait,
when, when he breaks his religion, he gets sent to Robot Hell.
I have seen that episode. That's funny. Yeah. I forgot there was a song though.
Yeah, the Robot Devil sings it.
Oh yeah, I think I have seen that episode.
Hit it, boys. And Bender's like, ah, crap, singing.
So going back to Star Wars,
All right. Well,
TI-88. Is that the name of it, or is that a calculator?
is that the
That is a
assassin droid?
calculator.
That's the I think so.
TI-88? I don't know if that is
No,
the
wait.
assassin droid.
No, the TI-88's a calculator.
That is
Which
a
one are you
calculator.
thinking of?
What's the No, what's the
The Texas Instrument.
Yeah, it's the no. There's hold on, I gotta look it up. 'Cause
What does
there's
it look like?
there's one that sounds like TI-88, but it's not TI-88.
AT-AT, AT-AT.
No, it's not an AT-AT.
Those are cool.
I have to say, the
Hold on.
AT-AT is one of my favorite
That's
mechanics.
pretty
in Star
great.
Wars series. That and maybe what's the other one? I like the Y-wing too. Oddly enough, I like the Y-wing.
I'm gonna find this out.
That and the B-wing.
I mean,
Doesn't
those
look like a
Like
those
a good
are
TIE fighter.
those are robots.
I
though.
know. As far as transport devices, not robots.
It's not a robot.
I know it's not a
The
robot.
topic's
Paige.
topic is robots.
You threw out Star Wars there, so I'm gonna Star
The
Wars.
IG-88 is the assassin droid.
The
I always get
IG-88.
that mixed up with the TI-88, which is a Texas Instruments.
The IG-88 is cool.
But do you think the IG-88 has games? Do you think you can play Block Dude on the
Block
IG-88?
I think if it does, it's very handy for the IG-88.
I like Block
It
Dude.
makes long rides through space less boring.
handy. Do you the IG-88 likes that song? But he doesn't because it was a long time ago
It's true.
and in a galaxy far,
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 far away.
It hasn't been transmitted yet.
There's no Iggy Azalea
That's true.
not even in the expanded universe.
Not even in the
Iggy Azalea does sound
Universe
like a
I'd
Star
like to
Wars
live
name,
in.
though. You know what I mean? It's like, especially an expanded universe name. It's like Iggy Azalea is the Lost Jedi
senator,
Master.
the senator from Dantooine, Iggy Azalea.
Yeah. No, dude, I saw this. It was like some show that Max Scoville from IGN did. He went around and interviewed people, and it was the game like, is it a Star Wars expanded universe character or an Indian dish? And it
That's
was
funny.
just, yeah, it was really really funny. It was just like Delamar, like something, and then he's like, "Oh, Indian dish," and it's like, actually, that's expanded universe character. And then he would just say one again, and it's like, that's an Indian dish. It was
That's
like
funny.
it was so good.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Any more robots?
Mm,
You
I'm
guys
trying to
want to
think.
mention?
Astro Boy.
Astro
Boy's
Boy,
nice.
that's a
It's a
good
good
one. I
classic
forgot about
robot.
Astro Boy.
Do cyborgs count?
Cyborg.
Oh,
Because they're half robot.
I don't know, Paige. you're
Because
getting
if
into some-
cyborgs count, I'm gonna say
Cyborg.
cyborg.
I'm gonna.
That's
I'm
what
gonna,
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna take the devil's advocate position and say cyborgs do not count.
Well-
because they're not. If we're defining a robot as a pure,
Isn't Astro Boy a
mechanical
cyborg?
That's true.
being, Then a cyborg
I think
would
Astro
not
is he a
count.
cyborg or
I
a
think he
robot?
was a boy first.
Astro Boy. I like Astro Boy, but he kind of seems to me like the poor man's Mega Man.
Yeah.
Sorry, sorry, I'm a big Mega Man
I think
fan.
Astro Boy came first.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I think he did because he came.
because it's one of the
around-
oldest manga series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy was that the guy that really started manga, the whole
My-
genre.
I think he popularized it in America.
Okay, because he had the baseball bit that he did too.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
You know, Back to-
RoboCop.
RoboCop,
Yeah,
nice.
that's a good one.
He's an
Back-
android.
Back to Mega Man.
Or
You know what's really cool that I
Cyborg.
heard about Mega Man?
But
I've told you this,
Oh.
but like the first game. So Keiji Inafune created all the Robot Masters in the first game, but from the second game on, all of the Robot Masters were created by fans.
Oh, that is.
Isn't that really cool?
Yeah, that's really
Japanese fans, like he would put out just an open, like send me all of your
cool. That's awesome.
submissions, and I'll pick my 6 favorite.
I
And I
didn't know
think in like Mega Man 5 or 6, one of them there is one created by an American kid, just because it's like, I think they had a Nintendo Power contest where like one of them would be by an American kid.
Oh, that's cool.
But the rest of it, but for the rest of the games, they're Japanese kids created the
That's
Robot
really
Masters.
cool.
And it's cool because some of the
Nice.
designs are like really
Yeah.
really good. And it might have been like the prototype, and then Keiji Inafune made it what it is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Woodman or whatever.
I'd love to do a project like that sometime.
It's
Maybe
it's cool.
not
It's like
quite so
it's like
open-ended.
crowdsourcing before it was crowdsourcing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like now Kickstarter, like a guy makes an indie game, and he's like, for $500, you can create a character, and he'll be in the game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's cool. It's like crowdsourcing before it was crowdsourcing.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith did something like that in I think it was in Mallrats.
So one of-
Or
oh,
no, it was
yeah.
in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. There's like a scene where like in the background there's like a collage or like a mural of like a ton of people, and apparently it was just the first 2,000 people to send their picture in. And it's just
Oh,
like,
that's
and it's just like,
cool.
I think Greg Miller said he's in it. I think he's
Nice.
in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which is cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it.
that.
All right.
All right.
Any more robots?
Well,
think.
let's see.
I mean,
The Terminator was always one of my
Terminator.
favorites.
Good.
Yeah.
I do like the Terminator.
He is cool just because like Skynet's destroying everything and he changes. You know what I mean? And he
Yeah.
helps out humanity, which is nice. I
And
like
as I've said before, Bender from Futurama
Yeah.
is one of my favorite
Ben,
robots.
you got to put Bender in there. Bender's great. I like Bender. He's hilarious.
I am Bender, please.
I feel like there's a
insert
lot
liquor.
more like cartoon robots like that I'm not mentioning.
Yeah.
Jenny
You know?
Jenny XK9.
Oh, that's right, Jenny XK9.
My life as a teenage robot.
I like what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Nepter from Adventure Time.
Oh yeah, Neptune.
You know about Nepter, the never-ending pie-throwing robot.
That's funny.
No, that's kind of like the same that we were talking about, how they like strive for a creator. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Creator.
Yeah, he keeps calling Finn creator. It's a good show.
I forgot about Neptune.
Yeah, the never-ending pie-throwing robot.
And then the Ice King hijacks him or something.
I should have made some notes because I know there's robots I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like
here.
classic robot.
And I always like kick myself like afterwards. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang it.
There's that one robot from Lost in Space, is it?
Oh
Danger
yeah,
Will
yeah.
Robinson?
Danger, Will Robinson.
That's a classic.
I forget that robot's name, but I like that robot. Now, I think this is because we can do least favorite too.
Oh.
Pretty useless robot.
Rob.
It's just a Rob's
Yes.
nice. I
He's
like
cool.
Rob.
He's a good character.
I never liked
Um,
Rob because he always kicked my butt.
Wait, what is
Robotic operating buddy?
that 1960s movie?
Short Circuit.
No,
That's from the 80s. Short Circuit
um,
and Short Circuit 2.
with that with the guy from the Naked Gun movies. What's his name?
I don't know.
The really funny guy that like died recently. There's the really great movie when he was younger, and there's a robot in it.
Now, I'm saying
Robbie or something. I
very,
think is his
very,
name. Robbie the
very
robot.
useless robot. And you guys might disagree.
The mouse droid.
Oh, I like the mouse droid. I like the mouse droid though.
Come on,
just because
man.
it's random. You know what I mean? The maid in the Jetsons.
Oh yeah,
I flipping-
Rosie.
Is it her name's Rosie?
Rosie.
I hate Rosie, dude. Rosie's the worst robot.
Oh, man.
It's too
yeah.
much of Aunt B
Well,
meets.
it's
it's too much of Aunt
she's-
B meets Terminator.
She's
for me.
kind of exactly like the
Basically,
maid
yes.
in. She's kind of exactly like the maid in what's the Brady Bunch?
Oh,
She's
Oh,
a
yeah.
horrible maid too. I don't like her, but I like Aunt B. Aunt B's nice.
I do like
Aunt
Aunt B.
B's good. Aunt B.
no, it could be Aunt B.
That's what I wish I was Aunt B.
You have a great
I
quote.
said
Which
that
episode
on
is
an
that?
episode. I don't remember.
You have a great quote about Aunt B. Kind of want to make that
Love
into a
Aunt
shirt.
B. forget what the quote was.
I wanna put your face onto Aunt B, Aunt B's
Dude.
physique, and then put the
to see
quote
that.
put the quote on the back. Like, I wish I could be Aunt B,
Dude.
because she just gets to lay around and bake all day.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Shied Andy when he
That's
thinks
true.
you're
She's
pretentious.
got a son to be proud of. He's the sheriff of Mayberry
That's true. Well, she's
A
a
little scamp of a
well
grandson.
nephew, right?
at Opie.
Nephew.
Is it? Oh, I guess you
Aunt
have
B.
Aunt B. That's
oh,
right. That's
yeah,
true.
that's right.
Think about
My
it.
mistake.
You gotta think about it.
I always think
Um,
about that.
I'm out of robots.
I'm into robots too.
It just sucks because I know I'm gonna kick myself
Yeah.
after.
Have you guys played Custom Robo? The classic game.
Oh, I'm throwing out Chibi Robo.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Did
Chibi
you
Robo.
ever play any Chibi Robo games?
Metabots.
What's the Metabot?
Metabots.
Robot Parade
Dude,
by They
Chibi
Might Be
Robo?
Giants.
You know Chibi Robo. Have you ever like played it or like seen any footage of it? It's actually it's actually a really dark game. Yeah, just because like it's a dark game with like a layer of like cartoony like fun, but if you like actually like analyze it, it's pretty freaking dark. Because what happens is for like the kid's birthday, super dysfunctional family, they argue all the time, and there's dirt and just grime all over their house, and no one does anything. Super dysfunctional family, the kid gets Chibi Robo for Christmas for it's either his birthday or Christmas.
Yeah,
And so they're arguing, and you as Chibi Robo, you're sentient, and they don't know you're sentient. You as Chibi Robo have to clean up the house and like do all the chores to keep the family happy, or they're gonna like get a divorce.
That's
It's just like super sad. They're like going.
very dysfunctional and
Yeah, it's
very-
super
very
defunctional.
depressing.
Like if Chibi Robo doesn't do all this stuff, they're like gonna fall apart as a family.
Let's revamp the game from the family's perspective.
It's a weird series just because like it's gradually gone down in scope. It was a big budget GameCube game, and then it was a smaller budget DS game, and then there was a $15 downloadable game on the 3DS
Oh, wow.
last year. And I got the 3DS one, and
The slow decline.
it was called Chibi Robo Photo Finder. It was weird. You like took pictures of things around your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It's a little Chibi Robo for you. But overall, I like Chibi Robo. He
Sounds
does
like
what
a
he does
home
what he
basics
can.
game.
He does what he can.
He does what he
I
can.
like him. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Paige Campbell Show, episode 23. Thank you so much for listening. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at Uncle Paige. Noah's at Noah842.
I don't have a Twitter,
Anything you want to plug?
but I do have an Instagram. You
Mhm.
can follow me at Proofrock Presiding. 'Cause I'm a literature.
Is it presiding?
Yeah, presiding.
Because I remember when you were on Twitter, it was Proof Rock Poetry.
Yeah, it's Proofrock.
Anything?
Presiding.
You're an actor.
Oh yeah.
Anything you want to plug?
Well, nothing right now.
Okay.
But stay tuned. You
Some
might,
hot thespian action.
Yeah, you might see some hot thespian action coming up pretty soon. I'm going to be writing a write-up for something called motionpoems.com.
Okay.
If you want to check that out, I wrote up one for their video Eggheads.
Yeah, definitely plug
And
that.
I'm going to write up another one for a poem about Laika the Space Dog.
Mm-hmm.
So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Preach from the mountains, ladies and gentlemen. Help Will out. Help us out. Like, subscribe, share the video with your friends. It's been a great show.
Robot Chicken.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken. That's a good robot.
Oh yeah, Robot Chicken. Are you just looking up robots now?
No, I'm trying to find Robot Health so we can play that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, Robot Hell. But
Well-
yeah, seriously, check out motionpoems.com. It's a good organization. They make pretty cool videos.
Okay.
And I write
It's
for
not
them.
loading it.
I'm just gonna keep just keep riffing until Noah finds Robot Hell.
It's not
Okay.
loading.
Well, we
Must
can
be
we can still we
terribly
can keep
slow.
going, ladies and gentlemen. You can just
What?
keep finishing it out.
That was the Paige Campbell Show.
That was the Paige Campbell Show.
If you're just joining us right now, we're wrapping up the page.
23
We're wrapping up
of
the Paige
23. It
Campbell
was a
Show.
great
23.
episode.
Now, I want to kind of
Really
dispel the
enjoyed
rumors
it.
a little bit. I'm worried that the numerical system kind of throws people off a little bit. I just want to say this outright. If you got this far, there's no continuity. We might make references here or there,
That's true.
but 23 is a standalone episode.
This
you
is
do
true.
not need
There's
to
no
listen to-
storyline.
You don't
to
don't
the
need
Paige
to
Campbell
you don't
show.
need to listen
Each episode
to
is its
episodes
own
1 through 22
thing.
to understand. It's kind of like a PlayStation 4. Do I need to play the PlayStation 1 through 3 to understand what's going on in the PlayStation 4?
Yes.
You know? No.
This is not linear. This is
It's not linear. There's no continuity. We might make references here or there, but
This
you
is
won't
non-linear.
understand. So, I just wanted to throw that out there. I want people to understand that.
Aristotle would not be happy.
Oh, he
because
doesn't like that. Well,
he
maybe
likes linear.
Well, maybe we could do like a reboot. Every episode is episode 1. Just so like, well, because like in Marvel, like Marvel comics, like every time they're not selling well, they'll just be like, "Oh, it's number 1." Because when people see a number 1, they're like, "Okay," and they like buy it. You know what I mean?
I want
Like,
you. No, I want
I
you.
might
to
not
start
even read it. It's number 1 though.
I want
so
you to start a new podcast that's so experimental that every episode is episode 1.
every
We
episode.
should.
Well, we were talking about like DJ Doug Pound's
We could talk about the same
podcast,
exact things.
Poundcast.
Pretty much.
We were talking about DJ Doug Pound's podcast Poundcast, and he calls himself the guest, and every person he has on, he's like says they're the host.
Oh, that's.
He's like, I'm your host, DJ Doug Pound. Today's or he says, I'm your guest, DJ Doug Pound. Today's hosts are Tim Heidecker and Neil Armstrong.
That's
I'm just
interesting.
saying, people. He's never had Neil
Yeah.
Armstrong on.
Lance Armstrong.
That's interesting.
What's wrong with
It also kind of puts the burden of hosting on the guest.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, they don't really host. He just hosts, but
Well,
it's
yeah.
like it's funny that he says it. You
He
got it.
really
You got it
does.
for us now. Thanks so much for listening. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. We're out.